I've made this little video to give you a behind the scenes look at my art practice. Um, I make a lot of objects, and some of the processes I use are metalwork and casting, and I sort of use jewelry processes for some of these. So this one is a wax carving that I did for a silver, not really a piece of jewelry, but more an object of a silver snake. So I carved the wax out, and then I used lost wax casting method to create it in silver, which then had to be polished and finished. I spend a lot of time writing in notebooks, and I particularly enjoy doing sort of diagrams and flow charts to help me get my head around the ideas that I'm putting into my art practice. It's really fun playing around with different kinds of materials. I got quite interested in wax and different ways to work with wax. I made a whole series of hexagons for my hex project. There were so many of them, they took up half the house, and the whole house was filled with bees for about 3 weeks. And I was constantly trying to get them out. This is another project that I was making with wax and copper as well, which was a smoke inside of it was like a ritual trapped inside of a glass box. So I did a lot of practice at home and also at art school, filling it up with different kinds of smoke, using different kinds of resins and incenses to get the texture of smoke and the smell that I wanted. It's really great when you can get your friends involved, or rope them in, as you might want to say. I don't always have a studio to work with, so sometimes the lounge gets turned into a studio. When I do get to use a studio, it's great because there's a lot more space, there's lighting and things all ready on hand. It's usually got a very high ceiling, which is fantastic, especially if I'm doing anything that requires hanging, or in one of my videos, pouring from up above the models. So as you can see, I spend a lot of time in the actual planning, the construction, and the filming or creation of the pieces. I hope it gives you some insight into a little bit of what goes on behind the scenes with my artwork.